Hello and welcome to video number 8. This is what we call practical application, and we're going to show you some 5-minute examples. So congratulations, you reached the end of this course. We still have another video after this, but that's kind of a bonus. But by this point, you've understood how to implement the backward funnel method. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you this in action. And this is what I call speed creation of high converting sales funnels. So let me go hop on over to Notepad. I'm going to show you exactly step by step. We're going to take some niches, examples, and things like that. And I'm going to build out the sales funnel using this blueprint. All right, so let's hop on over to Notepad. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I've got a stopwatch right in front of me. And when I pick and choose a product or a niche or sub-niche, I'm going to start the stopwatch, and then I'm going to let you know exactly how long it took me to create the sales funnel using the backward funnel method. All right. So maybe let's start out with a service, and perhaps that service can be maybe a local business, a local contractor. Let's do something like a plumber. All right, so I'm going to start the clock here. There we go. And as a plumber, you want to think about your most expensive item first. So obviously that would be big projects. So this can be applicable to other local contractors and things like that. So big projects, to make sure that it is enticing, you might want to give a percentage off. So if they get the big project up to this point, you're willing to give a certain percentage off. Now, if we take a piece of that and we create a one-time offer before that, we could do something like a contract, like sometimes they'll do annual contracts, which can give people a percentage off. So we take a piece of this and we move it down over here. All right. So maybe the annual contract, if somebody gets into your annual contract, you give them like 10% off. So as they are part of your annual contract and they do decide to get a big project done, you could give them that 10% off. But in order to do that, they have to pay, like a $75 a year contract. And any projects from that point on, they get 10% off. If they, for big projects, maybe $1,000 plus, they get 20% off. So this essentially could be the one-time offer. Now with plumbers, you probably don't have as many tiers as you would if you were doing consulting, if you were doing, eBooks, if you're doing information products and things like that. So now enough talk. I'm going to keep going here. So big projects, annual contract, that can be a one-time offer. That could be the front-end offer and the free consultation maybe. So a lot of times local contractors will do free consultations. So to get your foot in the door, to figure out what is wrong with the person's house as far as plumbing or local contracting goes, you can have a free consultation to figure out what is wrong. So that could be our front end offer. That could be our one-time offer. Actually, that would be our front end offer. And that would be the one-time offer. And that could be our freebie. And there you go. And as of now, it is 2 minutes and 55 seconds. That's how long it took me to create this using the backward funnel method. All right, I'm going to reset the clock here. And let's go ahead and do this. Let's choose something in Amazon here. I was thinking about diet plans. So let's say, for example, that you have your own diet plan. Maybe you're a dietitian or maybe you're a consultant in this area, or wherever. So this can be applicable to anyone who has a consulting business, who has, information product business, or whomever. So let's say, for example, let's take this example, paleo for beginners. So paleo diet, and let's just jot that down, paleo diet. So it's kind of like a raw food diet. And we'll just do diet plan. And I'm going to start the clock. Okay, so let's say hypothetically that you are the expert. So you are an expert. Now, as far as your most expensive item would be, we don't know how many one-time offers we're going to have. So I'm just going to do one-time offer, front-end offer, and then freebie. So the most expensive item could be one-on-one consulting or one-on-one coaching. Because as you know, with dieting, it's kind of an ongoing process. So you kind of need somebody to be a coach, especially with fitness, weight loss kind of stuff as well. So we have coaching would be the most expensive item. And maybe we want to do another one-time offer. Maybe we want to do maybe OTO 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to take a piece of that. So we can't really coach every single person out there, but what is the best of both worlds as far as coaching goes? So you can't coach everybody. You probably could do maybe a Facebook group, and then you can teach a broader amount of people, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 people at one time. And this could be, monthly recurring. So the one-on-one coaching, it could be like, $500 to $1,000 per month. And then the monthly here, if people cannot afford that, they could be paying $250 per month. They don't get necessarily extremely one-on-one coaching, but they get tips and everything like that. And then the one-time offer could be a part of that. Let's take a piece of that out. And that would be, instead of monthly, we're going to take maybe 5 to 7 months worth of OTO2. So that way we don't really have to start from scratch. We can easily grab that information, take a piece of that, and we can offer that. So that will be one price point, maybe $97. And then you have a front end offer, which you could offer that at, let's say, $47. And that is the diet plan itself. So we could have 5 to 7 months worth, and the diet plan itself, and then you take a piece of that, and you could, maybe you have a couple diet plans, with 50 recipes. And then the freebie would be, a couple recipes. So you could take a couple recipes, like 5 total recipes. That could be equivalent to 5 freebies for list building. Or you could do 5-day autoresponder series of 5 different recipes, and perhaps 5 different recipes, your best recipes. All right. So I'm going to stop the clock. It is exactly 4 minutes and 28 seconds. So I was able to create all of that, in less than 5 minutes. And I was talking through it all as well. I wasn't just dun, 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 bam, 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 bam. I was talking through the process. So it's probably about half that time to be able to go through it, as you can see here. So essentially, this one here can deal with information products or even consulting. And of course, this one here is mainly service-based businesses. So this should cover the majority of different businesses that are out there. Now, of course, we don't have physical products, and with a physical product, it is slightly different, but you can still use this on physical products as well. So why don't we just do that right now as the last example. Okay, so when we look at a physical product and we go to Amazon.com, for example, and one thing that you can use Amazon.com for is by looking at what people buy and what are the things that are related to the product itself. So for example, if we're selling to people specifically who want to grow cherry tomatoes, tomatoes of different kinds, then of course there are different items here for different purposes for tomatoes. So if I was a local business or somebody owning a website perhaps, and my goal here was to sell different items that can help somebody who is really focused in on growing the juiciest, the most plump tomatoes, then this is something that you can do. Now, if we go over here, if we think about the reasons why people buy, time, like saving time, saving money, and those are the main two objections. So you could incorporate into your sales funnel some sort of done for you that saves time, saves money, and so forth. So let's say, for example, that I am a local gardener and I sell plants and tomatoes, tomato plants, plants in general, and things like that. So I'm going to start the clock here and let's brainstorm. So the ultimate goal for somebody who wants to grow a plant or grow a tomato is for the plant to grow so that it doesn't have disease. So we can kind of jot down, objections or fears and things like that. So saving time and saving money to get the most plump tomatoes. So instead of focusing on just plants, let's just focus on tomatoes. Now, if you know anything about plants and gardening and everything like that, you'll notice that some companies will sell seeds that are modified or whatever, non-GMO or GMO, but they'll sell these seeds that have the ability to grow really well because of their past history. So what you could do is essentially the biggest item could be getting people in the door to buy that item, but in addition to that, accessories such as tomato cages, things to help speed up the process. And that could be your most expensive item. So that could be, one-time offer, number 3. And you could say, hey, since you bought one-time offer number 2, or you bought the front-end offer, we're going to give you this discount, so forth and so forth. So percentage discount. And then of course we have here, the front end offer could be, disease-free tomato plants. So essentially you're taking a piece of, it helps speed things up, disease-free. And I'm just making stuff up, stuff like don't need to water as much, so that would save time, and half the cost. So that would also save money. And then of course we take a piece of that, and of course we get from that, we got that, and then of course the freebie could be maybe one free seed, somebody that can actually, test out on their own so that they fall in love with it and they come back to it and things like that. Or even free information on how to make your tomatoes plump and juicy. So essentially the freebie could be information as well. So there we have it, and that was created pretty shortly. So we had the one-time offer, front-end offer, and freebie, and that was for a local gardener or a physical product. So as you can see here, we have the plumber, which is a service-based business, consulting here and coaching, and then of course the physical item. So don't forget that you can always use information as a freebie. You don't always have to use a physical product, so you can use information if you'd like to. Now if somebody walks into your store, you can have pamphlets and stuff like that to give them knowledge, to gain their trust, and so forth. And there we go.